Jackie Chan kicked and punched in his mother's home like a boxing bag for 12 months. Time had finally arrived and Lily Chan, Chan's mother, prepared to go into labor. Doctors steadily removed the man-baby who weighed 12.5 pounds in Lily's womb. Lily and Charles Chan received the hospital bill a few weeks later in the mail. The amount shocked them, and the Chan's parents were so poor that they needed to beg their friends to help pay the doctor for Lily's surgery. Parents' inability to pay the medical bill motivated Chan from his youthhood to adulthood in becoming a successful human being. Chan jumps up and down in sheer happiness off his desk in his primary school. He can't even sit still and always have the time in class to disrupt the class lesson as if he was named the class clown in the yearbook. This became a daily regimen and Chan's teacher couldn't stand him anymore. As an abundantly energetic kid, he considered himself bodily kinesthetic and enjoys to be loose and free just like any child would be. To put his energy to use, Chan's father would wake him up bright and early so he could teach Chan the art of Kung Fu. Together, father and son would bond harmoniously over accelerating with witty movements at 4 a.m. each morning before school. The hard work and practice required by this martial art taught Chan the value of strength, patience, and respect. Chan's crisp mortal combat fighting skills began to take shape and develop while his academic skills fell short. With a disadvantage on his belt, he grew up with dyslexia. Academic learning created a difficult learning atmosphere for him in school, making him the lowest student of the class rank. Chan definitely carried a heavy load of burden on his unstable shoulders. As a result, he failed miserably in the first year at primary school and was left behind for other kids to bully and step on him like an ant. For the span of 10 years, Chan learned martial arts, acrobatics, singing and acting, but at a painful and cruel price. Chan's uprising talent from the Drama Academy got him recognition by no other than the legendary Bruce Lee. He got offered an opportunity to be Lee's stuntman by a film director that soon became the roots to Chan's growing to a film star. The film director persuaded Chan to execute some climatic stunts in Lee's film like Fist of Fury and Enter the Dragon, but soon he found it difficult to search for good movies to act in that suited his martial arts style Yuan. On set one day, Bruce Lee accidentally hit Chan in the head with a long daunting stick while filming. On the set of Fist of Fury, Chan snatched the opportunity to pretend to be serious medical pain in an effort to keep Lee's focus on him for as long as possible if he was on the loop. This mishap opened a civil conversation between the two, and Lee favored Chan as his stuntman, teaching him a few moves on his own Yuan. 8-year-old Chan got initiated into Seven Little Fortunes, a group of misfit children from the academy who would be used as extras in Chinese films. Enthralled with positive and cheerful vibes, Chan played his parts with assiduity. In one of these movies, a Taiwanese actress playing his mother took a liking to Chan and had him appear in her next film. Even though this academy master was selfish and took all his paychecks, Chan was ecstatic and began to dream of becoming a world-famous actor. His efforts began to show promise. Chan was quickly becoming known for his willingness and ability to perform outrageous stunts. His seemingly fearless jumps and falls turning heads in the industry. On set, Chan, with terror on his face, became trapped in fear before every dangerous stunt. But no one else was doing it at that time, so he saw that it was his chance to stand out in the spotlight. Eventually, it worked out. On one day, on the set, the ruthless director told Chan he was useless as a way to motivate him. Chan was determined to fuel up all his might, and he trained harder than everyone else at the academy. While everyone slept in bed like babies, he was up practicing his moves in the mirror at 4 in the morning. Chan got injured, miserable, and forced to rethink his plan of action. He decided he didn't want to become the next Bruce Lee. He wanted to become the first Chan to start something new and fresh. With this in his mind, Chan searched for a way to be different. He thought about taking comedy and mixing it to the usual serious realm of martial arts. Hopefully, the audience could appreciate the new genre he created. Chan wanted to display realistic behaviors into action-packed scenes and made them hilarious for us to have two emotions at once while watching. Thus, comedy Kung Fu was born. Here are the top 5 precious lessons you can learn from the master Kung Fu actor. Number 1. Work extremely hard. During an interview, Jackie Chan said it himself, "Why did I become Jackie Chan? Mostly because I worked hard. When people were sleeping, I was training." He is known for his intense hard work, especially when he was young. Jackie started learning martial arts and acrobatics as early as age 7. And even after he and his family moved to Australia, he was subjected to a very strict disciplinary routine. Jackie's road to success isn't always a smooth one. Although he already starred in several martial arts movies in his 20s, there were many that were unsuccessful. However, that didn't discourage him. Instead, he vowed to work harder and continued to make even more movies, which eventually he went on to create his own style by combining action and comedy. And today, Jackie is one of the few Asian actors who has left their mark in the Hollywood. Thus, success is not always easy, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible. You have to learn from Jackie Chan and adapt his never give up spirit. Whenever you fail, try again and be willing to put in the hard work. And eventually, you will find your path, your own path, like how Jackie Chan discovered his own movie style. Number 2. Dare to be different. Many people know Jackie for his movies, but little did most people know that Jackie once worked as a stuntman to Bruce Lee. In the Bruce Lee era, a lot of actors were trying to copy Bruce Lee and make kung fu films like he did. However, that didn't work out well. While there are similarities between Bruce and Jackie, becoming the next Bruce Lee is the last thing that Chan wanted. Jackie prefers to have his own style rather than being Bruce Lee, and so he told in the press, "I never wanted to be the next Bruce Lee, I just wanted to be the first Jackie Chan." Hence, Jackie started to pursue his own signature style of martial arts and combine kung fu with comedy, which is well received by the audience even today. And this allows him to create his own trademark movies and leave his mark in the audience's heart. Regardless of whom you want to be, you can model and get inspiration from your idol, but never copy exactly the way they did. You can look up to your heroes and learn from them, but never try to imitate them or become them, because everybody is unique and you should shine in your own way. Number 3. Success is not just about yourself. Another very important life lesson we all can learn from Jackie Chan is his attitude in treating people. Despite his fame and success, he still cares a lot about his team and his friends. For over 40 years, the Chan stunt team has been his side after film, and the team is now in their 8th generation. Jackie prefers to use his own stuntmen from his team whenever possible, and he always promotes his team and treats them like a family. In one of the TV shows in China, a tribute video from all of the Jackie's ex-stuntmen was shown. Each of them gave a tearful testimony to Jackie, saying that the Chan has always been treating them more than just the employees, because Chan always values the brotherhood between them. Despite being the boss, Jackie would split the earnings with his assistants and team equally in the early days. He also helped one of his stunt team pay the down payment for a house and also a car. To Jackie Chan, success is not just about yourself. You can't accomplish big goals and dreams if you're all by yourself. You need a team, and you must treat your team like a family member, because they are the ones who will be responsible for your success. Number 4. Life is a series of continuous learning. In the 1980s, when Jackie Chan first got to California, he didn't know how to speak English. His company purposely arranged him to fly along to the US to immerse himself in English-speaking world so that he could learn it as quickly as possible. And Jackie worked really hard in learning his English. He would listen to US folk songs, watch English films and TV series again and again just to learn how to pronounce the word properly. At his peak, It was told that he hired 4 English teachers and spent 9 hours a day studying the language. For many people, language is a big barrier that stops them from moving forward. However, this doesn't happen to Jackie because he believes that life is a continuous series of learning. Even to this date, he is still learning how to speak English and also challenge himself to act in another type of films. Number 5. Take more risks when you're young. How do you think Jackie arrived at the Hollywood and make his mark in the movie industry? The answer is that he dares to take a lot of risks when he was young. He is famous for his dangerous stunts that most people never dare to attempt. There have been many times when he failed at his stunts and almost killed him. He has a lot of broken bones and surgeries, but he never regretted his decisions. Helen Keller once said, "Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all." And she was right. If you want to be extraordinary and live your life to the fullest, you need to take risks, follow your dreams, and do something that normal people never dared to do. Of course, this is not to say that you should do something dangerous like Jackie, but rather you should follow your dreams and listen to your heart. If you want to start a business, what is stopping you? If you want to be a great actor like Jackie Chan, accept the risks and take a leap of faith. Even if you fail, it's alright because at least you did it and there will be no regret at the end of your life.
When you see the famous people, wow, so successful, you don't know behind this story, how tough they are, like people, wow, Jackie the movie so good. When everybody sleep, I still in the health club, in the mirror,
practicing.
Like this, and and 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock get up on the set.
Yeah.
Then you suddenly do something, very beautiful. Oh yeah, go back, training again.